Hello there guys and welcome to a Crash Bash Productions video, and today we have Dark Souls 1 for you once again, we are doing a little bit of the walkthrough again. And so today it's mostly we're going to be going through the Undead Burg here, and it's going to be pretty simple stuff really. All you need to do here is just lure that guy out so that you don't have this crossbowman shooting at you. If he does turn around, you just walk back into the bonfire room a bit more so that he has no shot on you. Then ideally, after you kill the crossbowman, this guy sometimes comes up, but if he doesn't, don't worry about it. But if he does, definitely try and take him out, or otherwise he'll trap you on this bridge right here. You'll need to run across that to be able to avoid the firebombs, or otherwise you'll get hit and stun locked. That's not good. And then you'll want to draw these two out by running across the bridge, going into the room and immediately running out, because if you don't, then you will have to fight 2, maybe even 3 enemies all at once, which is very difficult to do if you're not careful. This guy will punch through the door if he hasn't already, and you'll just need to take him out, you know, conventionally, and it will be easy peasy stuff right there. Now this guy may run at you, he may not. It really does depend. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It's a bit hit and miss whether he does. And then just on the other side of this wall, if you may see there is actually a person, which you can hit through the wall if you've got a bigger sword than I do. If not, you can hit him once and you'll get him really low health, and then it's just a one hit from that. There's black firebombs there. They can come in very handy for the boss that's going to be coming up next. If you need to use them. If not, then you know they're just a handy item overall. So up here we have 3 guys. Now your main objective should be to take out the guy right at the back right here. Now I actually missed my my swing, which resulted in me getting hit a couple times, but if you hit it you should be fine. The reason why you take out the guy at the back is because he starts throwing firebombs while you're engaging the other enemies. That's why you aim for that guy out of all the others. And there I'm just pointing pretty much for no reason. And you can go up here. I wouldn't advise it. I'm just doing it to show you guys all the possibilities that you can do. It's very hard to walk over this point, and if you go down here then you're semi-stuck. So I wouldn't advise going down that part there, because I get semi-stuck and then I can't get back off, and I'm a scrub. So then I run back and heal up. I also have 19 Estus flasks. That is mostly because before this video was recorded I had been sat down at the bonfire for a long time, and if you sit at a bonfire online, if people upgrade that bonfire, then you will also get an extra Estus flask, which is why I have 19. So here I tried to backstab the guy, didn't work out, but I did kill him anyway. And then this guy right here, easy peasy. So they're not hard to kill, it's just sometimes if you don't do it right, it can be annoying. I'd advise just running up to them and killing them if you want to kill them, but it's not crucial, not for what you get there. So through this door here is an item that you'll definitely need to get. You do need the master key to have it though, that's why I recommend that you get the master key in the first place. But I would recommend that you don't go through that door first, that you go up that little tower behind you, because as you can see there I'm starting to get shot at by the archer up in the top, so you definitely need to go up there first and take him out. This guy will slowly walk up to you, very slowly, because he is very annoying. As always with the spearmen, you can either try and parry them or you kick their shield away. Either way works, whichever way you feel most comfortable with. Or you let them try and attack you and you strafe around and get the backstab. So that guy there is now dead. At the top you've also killed the spearman, and now you've got 2 swordsmen. You can draw 1 out at a time if you're careful, and that's what I'd advise you do, because otherwise they do rush you and that can be quite deadly. Here I'm just parrying them because I've played this game for quite a while, and if you parry them it's a one-hit kill, so that's what I prefer to do. So now I'm going to show you this next pit, which I would not advise it. If you are new to the game, I would not advise you go down there. So as you can see there's a Black Knight. Don't advise it, it's very dangerous indeed, I wouldn't do it. If you want to go down there, if you've played the game a couple times and you feel confident about your skills with dodging and everything like that, then you can go down there and try and kill him. So right here you picked up the gold pine resin, which is very crucial for the next boss in making him so much easier. Right here you could use a gold pine resin to kill this guy a lot quicker if you feel brave enough, but I wouldn't recommend doing it if it's your first try. He is very difficult to kill. He does turn around on me here and almost hit me, so you do have to be careful. But if you do engage him, I would not engage him down there. I would run back up here and have a nice open area where you can engage him, because this is what you do for any kind of guy who is so much more powerful than you. There is no point in trying to just slash at him the normal way, because as you can see I'm doing like 12 damage, which he has loads more health than 12, so it's definitely not advised that you do that. But what you can do is just backstab them, and of course then they fall to the floor, then you just go straight into another backstab. And this is what you do for most enemies. If you've played the game enough, you do learn how to backstab people continuously, especially the AI. And on here I'm just backstabbing him after backstabbing. I do screw up just here, but that's fine. He then turtles up. That's fine, as long as you have a shield with 100% defense, or as long as you can roll out the way, you'll be fine. So as you can see here, he's a few hits away. He turtles up again. I try and get him away from the wall so that his back's away from the wall so that I can backstab him, but it didn't matter in the end. He was low enough health and I got a Titanite chunk from it, which can be useful late game, but early game not that useful. Also down there, the reason why he's down there is because he is protecting a ring, and it is the blue Tearstone ring, as you will see in a second right here. Right there, you saw it for a brief second. I'm just going to show you real quick what it does, and it says there, boosts defense while HP is low. Now, it can come in handy, but generally it's not a great ring to have. It's not that powerful, it's really not that great, and I wouldn't recommend trying to get it on your first try. Right here, what you should be doing is rolling, as soon as he starts to kick that barrel, you run back down and avoid it. If you go back on that little junction on the stairs, you will be able to avoid it completely. I tried to do a little bit of a speedrun trick where you can jump over the barrel, but I haven't played this game in a while and I screwed it up. So here, this little doorway, I would not recommend for any new players once again, but I'm doing it purely because if you are semi-experienced, then you will know what to do down here. And who is down here? And this guy is called Havel, and he will one-shot you. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, he will one-shot you. Okay, so if you're coming through this area for the first time, do not engage him. Unless you know how to backstab, and all he will do is just whack you with his dragon tooth. So I do not recommend going down here for the first try. And so as you can see here, same deal with the Black Knight. We're just going to be continuously backstabbing here, so what I'm going to do is just fast forward it. But once again guys, there's no point in blocking. Blocking will not do anything, he will just flatten you. So anyway, I'll be back in a second. So as you can see guys, it's taken a long time for me to whittle his health all the way down, and now he is finally dead. I did have some close calls in that, which is why I definitely do not recommend it if you are a lower level. It is very dangerous to do, and I would definitely not recommend doing it on your first try. And also, to get to this area you do need the master key once again, because a lot of these areas you do need the master key. But the benefit of going down here and killing this guy is that you get a thing called the Havel Ring. Now the Havel Ring will increase your weight load that you can carry by a tremendous amount. So if you can get it, if you feel confident enough to get it, I definitely recommend doing it. If you do this on your first run through, it will make the game a lot easier. Even if you come back to this area and get that ring, I definitely recommend doing it once you're a high enough level. See, now as you can see, I've managed to put on my chest armor, and now I can still fast roll and be able to have even more defense. So now right here we have a crystal lizard hidden in this barrel right here. So if you plunge attack with any weapon, you should be able to hit him, and if you kill him, he'll drop some twinkling titanite and maybe some large titanite shards or some titanite chunks, and it's very useful to get for later game. So here is the boss fight area, and before the boss actually comes in, we're going to go up this ladder and kill these two archers, because otherwise they will become a very big pain in your ass, and it just makes it so much easier if you kill these guys. So I definitely recommend doing that. Also, before you engage the boss, I'd make sure that you only have the gold pine resin as your secondary item to use. Otherwise you'll be scrolling through your items and it will make it a lot harder. So as you could see there, I was looking up to make sure that I could see when the Tartarus demon was coming in, and as soon as I saw him, I turn around and run back up to this ladder. Then I apply the gold pine resin, because as you'll see here, we'll do a similar thing as we did with the Asylum demon, and we'll plunge attack him and do about half of his health. So he may jump back, he may not, but you'll just need to try and keep between his legs, because that is the weak point of him. And as you can see, we are just completely destroying his health right here. And a couple more hits and he's dead. He didn't even hit us, it took us a good few seconds for us to kill him, purely because we had the gold pine resin. If we didn't have it, it would become a lot harder in the fact that you will do barely any damage, which then I'd suggest always trying to get up that ladder. But if you do try and go up the ladder, you've got to make sure you've got a good amount of distance between you and the Tartarus demon. So right here there's a large soul of the undead, and we're going to go right here and talk to this jolly old fellow called Solaire. So I'll leave you to it.
Hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
So if you follow all the steps that I did right there, you should get a you should get a white sign soapstone, which will be used for co-oping later on in the game. And I was just looking through his helmet by glitching through, as you do. So right here we're going to be going onto the bridge, but before we actually fully go onto it, you walk onto that little purple spot on the bridge and then you run back, because otherwise the dragon essentially will absolutely destroy you, and you definitely don't want that to happen. He will not kill you, but he will take a lot of your health. And so what you do, you run across the bridge now, because he's not going to use any fire. Here I am just like showing you guys that he will not attack you while you're doing this. The archer will though, so be careful of that. And we run down here, and as you can see there is a ladder, and that ladder is very useful because now you are back at the bonfire that we were at before, and now you've unlocked the shortcut. So as you're going to see here, I'm going to level up my strength a bit more, and a bit more dexterity, and then a bit more vitality. You may not have as many souls as I do here, but if you don't have that many souls, what you can do is you can go up the ladder and you can use the Drake as a soul farm, which I will show you guys later. So as you can see here, we can now two-hand the Zweihander, which is a very heavy weapon, but a very nice one if you can use it effectively. But for now I'm going to keep with the longsword, because I find the longsword's a lot better weapon to use due to its speed and the fact that I can one-hand it and still use my shield and everything. So right here I'm going to show you a little trick. So if you run out there and run back in, I'd advise going a bit further downstairs. As you'll see, the Drake will kill all the enemies and you get 555 souls. And you can use that as a soul farm, so you go back down the ladder and you hit the bonfire and then you go back up and you just keep doing that and you'll get a load more souls if you want to level up. So right here, if you run into that corner, he will do a fire attack but it will miss you. And then if you stay right where I am, he will eventually come down, but if you apply the gold pine resin, you can attack his tail right here. And what that will do is give you the Drake sword if you hit it 3 times with a longsword two-handed. I definitely recommend doing that if you're a new player, or you can use a bow and arrow tactic, which I may show you at a later date. But at the moment, that is the strategy that I would use. And there he is, majestically flying off into the distance, and now you don't have to worry about him at all. So these guys are completely harmless, I'm just killing them for the sake of killing them. And also on the bridge there are some lovely items that you need to pick up. So there's a soul of a nameless soldier, and more importantly the claymore. Now the claymore is a brilliant weapon, absolutely love the claymore, and I think you guys should definitely pick it up, and this is why I'm showing you this strategy. I'm not going to be using the Drake sword just in case you don't have it. But if you can pick up the claymore, even if you can't get across to where I am now, at least you've got a good weapon that you can use later on in the game. It is a very good weapon. You can use it all the way up until the end and beyond. So I definitely recommend picking it up. So I'm going to be using the claymore for this run, purely because I just enjoy the claymore. And although I could be using the Drake sword, I'm probably going to be using the claymore throughout this. But here I am showing the Drake sword. It has got more damage, but I'm going to be using the claymore for now. So right here I should have actually killed that hollow soldier because I thought he wouldn't follow me, but he does, and you don't want him to follow you up here if you're going to try and do this. So before you saw that, a Dark Knight sword, a Dark Knight, not sword, well, a Black Knight guy right there, and as you can see that guy follows me up and I'm like, oh snap, I shouldn't have gone up. So I try and kill him. I've killed him, but now this guy, well, he starts wrecking me. So this is why you've got to be careful. This is why you need to make sure that no one follows you up. But as you can see, same strategy as with the other guy. Although he's got a different weapon, you just do the same strategy. I'm very close to death here. I almost die. So you've got to be really careful. I definitely don't recommend this if you're a low level. He will either 1 or 2 shot you, depending. So same strategy with the other guy. You just backstab him, and eventually you'll kill him. as before. And there you go, Titanite chunk. You can get a shield or his weapon from this guy. If you can get his weapon, it's a very good weapon once again, but I still prefer the claymore due to the fact that it has a lot more use in the early game along with the late game and everything. So right there's the armored boar, and you do not want to mess with him. He's very dangerous. If you two-hand strike with that, even if they're hiding behind their shields, if you two-hand and press R1 with the claymore, you will hit aside their shield, which is why the claymore is so good. If you are having trouble with the spearmen, the claymore just tears through them. Right here we're going to ignore the spearmen and kill the archers first, because the archers are a pain in the butt. You definitely want to kill them. I try and get behind and backstab him. I don't know why I'm not just hitting him, but essentially I just really want star points right here. The alluring skull is very useful against the boar. I definitely recommend it. I don't use it here because I've killed the boar multiple times in different ways. Right here I'm going to ignore that guy, because if you go down, the boar will start charging you and it will become just an absolute death. Right here we have a guy that's charging up from behind. You need to make sure that you look out for him. And then here we're gonna entice the boar to come over to us, because the spear guy, he's not going to be doing that much. You do have to be careful. He can't go through those pillars, so you're safe there. And right here we're going to backstab him right in the bum, and then we're going to run back into the pillars to make sure that he doesn't attack us. And then we do the same thing again, backstab him in the bum, and he should be dead. And it's easy, very easy to kill him if you know how. It's just about knowing how. So now we've killed every enemy in this area. As you can see, there's a little gate there, and you can actually get through it if you're really quick. If you just run up the side, you can actually get through it. But right here I'm just showing you everything that you can collect and every possibility that you can do. So right here I actually missed that guy, but do not follow him and don't just follow him, because he will lead you into a trap. As you saw here, like a couple more hollows come out, and they do quite a bit of damage, which is why you should be careful. And then up here by the barrels there's this guy. He drops down as I tried to run attack him, but he managed to avoid it by dropping down. But I would kill them all just in case they come up behind and start causing problems. So as you can see, you can just one-shot all of these guys, no problem. They're very easy, and here we get the mystery key. I definitely recommend picking this up because it will make your life a lot easier for the next boss up here. But we're not going to be doing the next boss on this episode, we're just getting to the next bonfire. So as you can see, these guys, I don't know how they hit me, but you know, they don't do that much damage, mostly because, and that was a big fail, mostly because I have this chest piece on, which is why I recommended getting the Havel armor. Well, the Havel ring, not the armor. But if you can't get it, don't worry about it, you'll just have to be a bit more careful getting hit by the enemies. So as you can see here, large soul of the lost undead. It's not crucial to get, I just like showing you where everything is. And then we'll go up here, and on your right hand side there's nothing left in this area. So if we go through the White Fog Gate, there's not actually a boss, which most White Fog Gates do lead to, but that is just the next area. So right here we have a Boulder Knight, and they are very deadly indeed. You do have to be careful. If you can backstab this one, you can kill him in one hit, which I definitely recommend. If you don't have a good shield by this point, the Knight Shield is a pretty decent one, but there are better ones out there. It's pretty heavy, so I wouldn't recommend it unless you really need it. Same thing here, just kill the spear guys just in case they become a problem. And then right here is where it gets a bit tricky. So as you'll see on the camera right there, there is a spearman over there and a Boulder Knight on the other side. So you do need to be careful. You can lure one out at a time. So right there, The spearman is coming along, and you just run back and let him come into this little alleyway. And as soon as he's in the alleyway, you can start engaging him, as long as you don't go outside of this alley. So right here I'm just letting him attack me, and then I'm going to parry and kill him, and it's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then we can attack this Boulder Knight without any problems of being ganked upon, and it just makes it so much easier if you can do this. And right there I backstab him, because at the moment I can one-shot kill him if you backstab them. So I definitely recommend trying to just roll around them or do something like that. So then we're going to kill this guy here. If you keep to the left, you will not aggro more Boulder Knights, but if you keep to the left, you'll be able to roll down here, kill that guy, pick up a key and open the gate. And once you've opened that gate, if you die, at least you can get back through that gate and avoid a lot of the enemies. Here I'm just showing you that there is a Boulder Knight here. He is dangerous, that's why you need to keep to the left when you come along here. So right here I'm just going to backstab him, and then we're going to move on. So if you don't want to do that and you just want to get to the bonfire as quick as possible, you don't have to go down to the left and open the gate. You can just go down here, try and kill these guys, and then as you'll see they'll both try to chug, and I get one of them in the running R1, but I missed the other one, but I managed to kill him. And then this guy, you just walk behind and backstab him, easy peasy. Easy peasy peasy. They sometimes drop Titanite shards, which can be used to upgrade your weapons, so if you want to upgrade your claymore, I definitely recommend trying to farm these guys a little bit and try and pick up some Titanite shards, or even just farm them for the souls and then buy some Titanite shards from the blacksmith below. So as you may be able to hear, there's a blacksmith and a bonfire. We have reached another bonfire, and this is going to be very useful for later on in the game, and I definitely recommend it. I'm just going to show you downstairs once again. There is the blacksmith. Don't be afraid of him. He will repair armor, he will upgrade armor, he will repair weapons, he can upgrade your weapons, and as you can see here I'm going to upgrade my claymore to +2, which will help out a lot more later on in the game, and you can learn a gesture from him. It's very nice, very handy. Gestures aren't all that handy, but you know, they're cool. We all like cool gestures, and I'm showing you here that you can buy repair box, armor upgrades and all this, and I definitely recommend talking to him and trying to buy some stuff from him. Down here is a demon titanite guy, which I wouldn't try to attack yet. I'd avoid him at all costs. And so there we have it, guys. This is the next bonfire, and I'm going to leave you on this. As you can see, I'm leveling up my endurance just one more level, and I will see you in the next video where we will take on the boss and hopefully ring the bell. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Adios, guys.